Hi, my name's Danny Fleming of the MA Properties team. Wanted to talk about the best times to sell in a year in order of their priority. I did another video just recently on seasonality, and that goes into it a little bit more as well. But the best time to sell, if you've got the choice of when to bring your home on the market, when the winter breaks until about mid-April. Don't go too close into April though if you've got the choice. But what happens is, depending on the winter, that can be from the beginning of February. If it's a really severe winter, beginning of March. But what happens there is that buyers have been spending the time over winter hibernating, wanting to buy a home, thinking about buying a home. As soon as we get the first nice couple of weekends where it's sun shining, even if there's snow on the ground, the buyers are out in force, but there's not much supply. So, beginning of the spring market. Once we start getting into middle of April, we start getting a lot more sellers coming on the market. So it depends on each season as to how many homes are on the market. But from about the middle of April to about the beginning of June, you have to be fairly careful when you come on, because if you come on with 10 other homes in your price range, then the buyers are going to be, there's a lot of choice here. I don't know that this house is right for me. I want to wait until next weekend. So we get a lot of buyers sitting on the fence then. So you really need to be working with your agent to make sure, if you're going to come on in that period of time, that it's the right time, because it's difficult to judge. The best time, if you can wait those couple of months from about the mid-April, then from the beginning of June to about the end of July is a fantastic time to come on. Why? Most buyers have been looking, and remember, during that mid-April to beginning of June timeframe, got a lot of homes coming on the market. They're sitting on the fence. They're not buying. As soon as Memorial Day passes, spring's over. Oh my goodness, we need to buy, because they've got to get into, they've got to buy to be able to move school systems. So we tend to find from the beginning of June to the end of July, it's a fantastic time to sell. It's a really good time. Then, so that's 3 so far. 1 is the beginning of spring. 2nd is the end of spring/summer. And 3rd, you can come on in the middle of spring, but you have to be fairly careful with that. The next best time is the fall market. That's the beginning of September to about mid-October. It's a pretty quick market. There's not as much energy in that market, but we do see some activity, partly because most of the homes, most of the buyers are timing their buy based on the school system. And if they've waited until after school started, then typically the buyers that you get are either upsizing or downsizing within the same town. We don't have people coming from other towns so much. The next best time after the beginning of the fall market is from about mid-October till about end of November, before Thanksgiving. There's still some homes, some buyers out there, but they're starting to slow right down. After that period of time, the next best is August. Now, why is August such a bad time? August is such a bad time because most buyers need mortgages. And probably the fastest a buyer can get a mortgage is about 4 weeks from offer to closing. That's pretty fast. Normally it's about 6 to 8 weeks. So if a buyer hasn't been successful having a home under agreement by the beginning of August, they're not going to be able to close before school starts. So most buyers think, let's go away on vacation, let's take the kids away, let's relax before school starts again. So August is not so fantastic. The next one after that is December, from Thanksgiving probably until the end of January. January could be okay. It really depends on the season, on the winter season. If it's a fairly mild season, sometimes coming on in January near the latter part of January, that can be okay too. Now, but December, forget about. Most of the buyers are stopping and they're thinking about, what they're going to do, Christmas, holidays, all of that sort of stuff. Now, all of these are dependent on the year. Typically, those times that I've mentioned in order of priority are year after year after year after year after year. COVID changed that. So sometimes poor times normal have been okay in COVID. It's basically talk to your agent, because your agent has a pretty good handle on what the market's doing and whether that normal priority of the best times to sell in order of priority, whether that's still applying. But most times it is. So anyway, I hope that explains things a little bit more. If you've got any questions about any of this, love to chat. I love talking about this sort of stuff. So anyway, bye.